YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be doing our first official NBA mock draft. So the draft is in just a couple days. This will be uploaded on Wednesday, the day before the NBA draft, and then there will probably be no upload on the day of the NBA draft, just because I just kind of want to see all the drama fall out and just see how the NBA draft nights goes, and then we'll see basically how every team looks and what crazy trades are made. I do expect a crazy trade to happen on draft night, just like last year when Jimmy Butler was traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Just real quick, this is going to be who I think this team will take. It's not who I would take. I think it's who the team will take. So let's go ahead and jump right into it with the Phoenix Suns at number 1, of course. So with the Phoenix Suns at number 1, I think that it's very obvious on who the Phoenix Suns are going to take. And you know what? I'm basically going to go ahead and make that selection. I really don't see them going with anyone else besides this guy. I guess they could shock the world and go elsewhere, but I think Deandre Ayton is going number 1 to the Phoenix Suns, so won't do too much talking on that. They're basically been talking about how they're the next Shaq and Kobe. And yeah, so basically DeAndre Ayton to the Phoenix Suns. And by the way, I'm only doing the lottery picks. I'm not going to be doing the whole NBA draft. I think that would take too long. So lottery picks only. DeAndre Ayton to the Phoenix Suns just makes a ton of sense to me. So I think DeAndre Ayton to the Phoenix Suns is probably a sure thing to happen. So now after this is where it gets interesting. After the number 1 pick, I think this is where you can start to say that it could go anywhere. I could see the Kings either taking Marvin Bagley, Mohamed Bamba, maybe Luka Doncic, and there's also the possibility of them going Michael Porter Jr. But I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think the Kings will actually take Marvin Bagley. For some reason, I think the Kings are going to take Marvin Bagley. I wouldn't surprise me at all if they took Michael Porter Jr. or Luka Doncic, but I think they'll take Marvin Bagley here just so they could boost up their front court just a little bit more, as they're probably not sold on Skal Labissiere, and maybe they want a better power forward to start alongside De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield. So, and then you still got Bogdanovic. So I think the Sacramento Kings are in a step in the right direction if they take Marvin Bagley the 3rd here. And then which leads to the next NBA pick, which is the Atlanta Hawks. Now, this is all assuming that there is no trades on NBA draft day. So I'm sure there will be some trades, so a lot of these could be different. But I think for the Atlanta Hawks, I think if Luka Doncic were to fall this far, I think the Hawks are like, you know what, man, this guy is falling. Let's go ahead and take Luka Doncic. So Luka Doncic to the Atlanta Hawks, which makes a lot of sense to me. I think Luka Doncic to the Atlanta Hawks and could possibly play alongside Dennis Schroeder if they don't end up trading him, or they could end up just having him as basically the future of the team next to John Collins. So Luka Doncic, I think, will be a great pickup for the Atlanta Hawks. And then with the 4th pick is where it gets interesting, the Memphis Grizzlies. And there is a report basically that Mohamed Bamba basically straight up told them, I don't want to play for you guys. Like, he basically said, I would rather not be drafted by you guys. So huge disrespect to the Memphis Grizzlies. Basically told him, no, I don't want to play for you guys. But I think the Grizzlies will probably go Jaren Jackson Jr. here. I could also see them going Michael Porter Jr. I could also see them trading this pick. So I'm going to go Jaren Jackson Jr. here just because I think that maybe they could get the next, whoa, what am I doing? Maybe they could get the next Mike Conley, or not Mike Conley, the next Zach Randolph or something like that. Maybe even better, play next to Marcus Saul. Definitely, I think would be an interesting pickup for the Memphis Grizzlies if they landed Jaren Jackson Jr. Next, we got the Dallas Mavericks, and I think the Mavericks are going to get Mohamed Bamba here. I think they could take Michael Porter Jr., which is a huge possibility, but I think Mohamed Bamba will go to the Dallas Mavericks. So then we got, because they've been trying to sign Hassan Whiteside, DeMarcus Cousins, or they're rumored to go after DeMarcus Cousins this offseason. They try to get DeAndre Jordan. I think they finally get their center in Mohamed Bamba. I think it's a nice matchup. So I could also see Mohamed Bamba falling to the Chicago Bulls as well, but we'll see. And then we got the Orlando Magic. So the Magic, I'm not sure who they would take here. There's Trae Young, who I think they could take a chance on. And I have a feeling the Magic would probably take Trae Young or Wendell Carter Jr. here in that case. I'm not sure, man. It's definitely going to be interesting where the Magic decide to go, but I think they really need a point guard, and I think Trae Young just makes a lot of sense if I'm the Magic. So I'm gonna go. I keep wanting to sim the next user pick. I'm so used to doing that, but Trae Young to the Orlando Magic makes a ton of sense to me because they need a point guard. So might as well take a chance on Trae Young if you ask me. So I got Trae Young to the Orlando Magic just because he would still be on the board. I mean, why not? You might as well take him, right? And then this is where we get the Chicago Bulls, and I think the Bulls obviously take Michael Porter Jr. here. He's fallen this far, and I think the Bulls are like, you know what? We'll take a chance on Michael Porter Jr. So we'll go ahead and take this. Now, with this 8th pick, I can honestly see the Cavaliers trading this pick. I can honestly see them not having this pick at the end of the day. It just really depends on a lot of things. But if they can get rid of it, trade it somewhere, then, of course, they're not going to have this pick anymore. But I think their Cleveland Cavaliers could either take Mikal Bridges, which is an interesting guy I think they could take. There's also the possibility of Wendell Carter Jr. Then I'm going to go ahead and say they take Mikal Bridges, though, just because I think the Cavaliers, if they do keep this pick, I think Mikal Bridges makes a lot of sense for the Cavaliers. So Mikal Bridges to the Cavaliers. Let's go ahead and take that. So Cleveland Cavaliers, Mikal Bridges. So I think that would work out for sure. So then next we got, of course, we have the New York Knicks, who want Trae Young, but I'm not sure if he would still be available. There's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander still. There's Wendell Carter Jr., Kevin Knox, but I have a feeling they would end up taking, if the Knicks end up seeing Wendell Carter Jr., you know, on the board, I have a feeling they would possibly take him. So I'm going to say the Knicks go Wendell Carter Jr. here. It really just depends on who ends up falling to them. So Wendell Carter Jr. to the New York Knicks makes a lot of sense. And maybe he could play center next to Kristaps Porzingis. Maybe he play power forward for this season since Kristaps will be out pretty much for the whole season. 5 more picks left to do. Then now we have the Philadelphia 76ers, which is also, I think, another team that could end up trading this pick. But they obviously need someone that could come in right away and just contribute. Probably like a 3-and-D kind of guy. Now, I really don't know much about this draft class. I know enough, I would say. So I have them taking Miles Bridges. Now, I just think Miles Bridges, or maybe it's the other Bridges guy that I'm thinking of, that he would come in and just fit perfectly with this team. I mean, maybe he could go ahead and develop a 3-point shot, but honestly, with this pick, I think they could go a lot of ways. I could also end up seeing them trade this pick, but maybe Kevin Knox makes sense. So I'm going to go Kevin Knox here with the 76ers. They get Kevin Knox. If not, I can see them taking the other. I always want to say Bridge brothers, but they're not brothers. I don't know why I always want to end up saying that. And then with this last, or this 11th pick, the Charlotte Hornets, I have them taking Miles Bridges. So let's go ahead and just take Miles Bridges to this team. So Miles Bridges to the Charlotte Hornets if he's still available. And then with these last two, or these 2 picks with the Los Angeles Clippers, they have back-to-back picks due to trading, obviously, Blake Griffin for the Pistons draft picks. So definitely a great trade by the Los Angeles Clippers. 2 picks, they could end up trading them, which I could see them doing that as well. There's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I have them taking Colin Sexton here with either the 12th or the 13th pick. Colin Sexton, and then probably the next pick will probably be Robert Williams III, I have a feeling. So I think that makes sense for Los Angeles Clippers, especially if DeAndre Jordan ends up walking. They could plug in Robert Williams III at that center, or they could play him at the power forward, whatever they want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and take Robert Williams III with his next pick. And now, finally, with this Nuggets pick, I think the Nuggets definitely have a lot of interesting prospects that are still on the board, but I have them taking, I won't jump too far into it quite yet, but I have them taking this guy for one reason only, and I think it's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because they honestly need a natural point guard. I could end up seeing Jamal Murray. Now, ideally, I guess they could take Lonnie Walker III as well to boost up their other, or boost up their shooting guards as well, since Jamal Murray is going to be a point guard, it seems like. I think Jamal Murray will be fine at that point guard position because he's going to develop a little bit, get used to playing the point guard. So I think he'll be fine. So maybe they could take Lonnie Walker the 4th to come off the bench or something like that, especially since Will Barton's a possibility. So I can see them taking Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Lonnie Walker, but I'm going to go ahead, go Lonnie Walker here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, leave a like if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you haven't already. Of course, I'm not that knowledgeable about college basketball, but I know enough, I would say. I heard all the rumors where these guys could end up going, but like I said, this is Crushables. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I can't wait to watch the NBA draft. I hope you guys enjoy the draft. And this is Crushables, and I'm saying peace.